of course, the best performances you do is when you feel that you are the song.
Both you have a history in metal also, and probably a lot of some of the people who liked your previous music might follow you into newer paths. Is there also maybe a new, well, crowd of people or group of people that catches your interest now because the message behind the music that they are more involved with it? Do you think?
I think it can. I think it's in a way more safe than black metal is. So, but it probably can be to interest for anyone from the smallest child to the oldest man or woman alive.
Is it for you maybe in performing this, also maybe in private, not especially now for a crowd, but is there similar intensity for you performing it as maybe there was earlier for you in metal, or is it totally different energy?
Well, there's many similar energies as well. So it also depends on how you hear the sound itself. Of course, the best performances you do is when you feel that you are the song or the thing you present. So, and that of course varies from day to day. And it's not every time you go on stage performing metal that you manage to be it completely, even though you should get close to it.
But maybe if your metal performance wasn't that maybe bounded to more industry-like performance because you have to perform more maybe in crowd. If maybe metal was more scarce and you maybe had to perform only one show a year, would it be different then for you? Would you still?
One of the reasons why we don't rehearse or over-rehearse too much is to try to maintain the
freshness.
Yeah, it is. I think that's important too, because if you, and also this comes back to the combination Vanir answer. When things are too constructed and into too much of a form, then it loses its childishness in a way. It loses its honesty. Well, it doesn't need to, but it can easily be turned into
something bigger than it.
Yeah, it can easily turn into an act instead of actually honesty.
Is that something that you've learned now over the years to maintain
I think
this?
I've always had that in mind. So it's I have to forget how to paint before I paint a new picture. So it doesn't get into a technique or into.
Routine,
of course, there's a technique there, but you shouldn't. You should be what you do, and therefore you have to become the child in every.
If you look at your life now until now, creatively, is there maybe a pattern that you can recognize, or that you maybe practice some period, an art form, and then switch later on to a fresh one, or maybe you revisit each art form each several years?
I revisit things always, everything. I do things when it feels right, and people might think that one only do what they see out in the world, or but I'm working on many different things. Even though if it's just for me and my closest friends. So I do a lot of things that's not out in and have been doing. So.
But do you think that art maybe nowadays, as it's presented, is more bound to ego than it maybe used to be? Because people now have all the chance to maybe bring out everything, and that maybe.
Yeah, it can easily one can easily want to expose oneself too much. So yeah, it's luckily I'm shy, so I manage to keep things to myself, even though that might be the best things I do. It's